Hi, it's Mrs. Jones, and welcome to my garden. I just wanted to update you on the garden move from this side of the yard to the garden enclosure on that side. The garden enclosure. It sounds so fancy, so official. So, right now we've got a big pile of dirt because everything's been moved on this side. And still over here, we have some eggplants, the Asian or Japanese eggplants coming along. I'll be able to make some nice stir fry or some curry. And I trimmed the collards so that they're looking nice and healthy. When you remove those bottom yellow leaves, especially if you can't keep up with it, when you remove the bottom yellow leaves from the collards, it seems to stimulate growth and the trees kind of just perk up and keep going. So I do recommend getting rid of those bottom yellow leaves once they're hanging off like that. And kale completely gone. That's the end of the kale season. And broccoli still hanging on. Every once in a while I come and I pick these. They're still hanging on, and I'm not just going to chop it down. If it's giving me produce, I'm just going to keep harvesting. There's the passion fruit going up, 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 up. Before I move over to the garden enclosure, I did this morning. And I covered the mangoes because they're getting really close to harvest time, and I didn't want to attract any vermins or birds to it. But what's funny is that I used a Target bag with a big bullseye. I'm hoping that doesn't mean, hey, birds, this is where you want to come eat. Raccoons, Target. Oh, I cracked me up. Okay, so started moving over to this side. Now they're looking a little droopy. Here's the okra. In fact, let me go in. I don't know if I've ever taken you inside the garden enclosure, but here we go. Here's my little hook. Okay. All of the strawberries have been moved, and they're looking nice and perky. I'm glad that today was a bit cloudy so that they got a nice weather to get in here and not seriously hot. And then we have the peppers. There's a nice little pepper. And there's another one starting up there. And a few flowers at the top. These haven't been really abundant. And I did sprinkle some fertilizer on the soil when I transplanted them. And okra. Okay, so we have one nice okra here. How do we test the okra? Snap, and it gets a nice little crisp there. So I'm going to pick it. Okay, this can go into stir fry or anything else. Even if your main dish isn't the okra, you can just put it in there. It's an interesting textural addition to your meal. I've added some trellises to the potato and sweet potato container. And I thought these were beets, but they're actually Swiss chards. I need to get my vegetables good. Here's a pineapple that we were working on the inside. Once it's established itself for a while, got some new growth inside, I'm going to move it to the cactus garden. The sad corn over here, only one was able to be pollinated. It's doing well. And I'll keep an eye out. Maybe there's one more coming up here. One's better than none. I mean, it's not really interrupting my garden process. They're there. If they're growing until the end of the season. I have until the end of August to start my fall planting. So if they want to stay there and grow, that's fine. And the leeks are looking nice and healthy. It's amazing because I started these leeks from tiny, thin little things that look like weeds. And now they're starting to bulk up. And the dasheen bush, those heart-shaped leaves back there, they're looking nice and healthy as well. All right, so this is the garden is coming along. Move the dirt, move the plants, and we'll just help them along until the next growing season. I did plant a few peas and beans in here. So far we've got 1, 2 that sprouted. The others are yellow wax beans and I don't see any sign of them yet. So we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so that's what we've got going on in the garden enclosure. Now, I don't know, what am I going to do with the other side? Maybe some fruit trees. The fruit trees are ideal for the other side because they'll grow tall. They'll be above the fence line where the sun is casting a shadow, and I won't have to worry about that because eventually they'll be, tall enough to fend for themselves. Okay, that's all we have going on. Take a look at the lemons. This tree is covered with lemons. Tons and tons of lemons. Okay. So you guys have a great day. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.